Did you know the food on your plate right now might be illegal in other countries? That harmless snack, that colorful drink, or even your morning cereal could contain chemicals and additives that nations across Europe, Japan, and even India have completely banned for safety reasons. So why are they still being sold to you? Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you look at your food. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you care about your health, what you feed your family, and the truth behind the foods we eat every single day, you're in the right place. Today, we're exposing banned foods that the US still allows, even though many countries have outlawed them due to proven links with cancer, hyperactivity, hormone disruption, and more. Let's dive into the shocking truth, starting with one ingredient hiding in almost every soda bottle. Brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, is one of those ingredients that sounds harmless. After all, it's vegetable oil, right? But here's the dark side. BVO is mixed with bromine, a chemical also used in flame retardants. Yes, the same stuff used to keep furniture from catching fire is being added to your favorite drinks. It's used in many citrus-flavored sodas and sports drinks to help the flavoring stay mixed with the liquid instead of separating. But the health risks are serious. Studies have linked BVO to thyroid damage, memory loss, and even fertility issues. Some people who drank large amounts of BVO-laced soda reported skin rashes, headaches, and even nerve disorders. Here's the shocking part. Countries like Japan and those in the European Union banned BVO decades ago, labeling it unsafe for human consumption. Yet in the US, it's still allowed in small amounts under the excuse of being generally recognized as safe. Coca-Cola and PepsiCo quietly started removing it after public backlash, but many off-brand sodas and energy drinks still contain it. So next time you see brominated vegetable oil on the label, remember, you're drinking something that other nations won't even let on store shelves. When you pour a bowl of bright, rainbow-colored cereal or open a candy pack glowing with neon reds, blues, and yellows, it might look fun and innocent. But those colors come at a cost. The secret behind those bright hues: artificial food dyes like yellow 5, red 40, and blue 1, all of which are banned or heavily restricted in the European Union and several other countries. These synthetic dyes are made from petroleum, the same base used for fuel and plastics. Studies have linked them to hyperactivity in children, allergic reactions, migraines, and even behavioral problems. The worst part: in Europe, companies are forced to put warning labels on foods that contain them, but in the US, no such warning exists. So millions of Americans consume these dyes every single day without even realizing it. Manufacturers add them simply to make junk food look more appealing. Brighter cereal, redder snacks, bluer candies. It's marketing, not nutrition. And while some natural alternatives exist, like beet juice or turmeric, companies often avoid them because they cost more. So the next time you or your kids reach for something bright and colorful, check the label. If you see FD&C red 40 or yellow 5, know this: you're eating something that's banned in other countries for a reason. What's considered dangerous elsewhere is still on your supermarket shelf every single day. Bread, the ultimate comfort food, soft, fluffy, and warm. But what if I told you that something inside your daily loaf is so dangerous it's banned in over 60 countries, including the entire European Union, Canada, and even China? That ingredient is potassium bromate, a flour prover that helps dough rise higher and bake whiter. Sounds good, right? Until you learn what it actually does to your body. Potassium bromate has been classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, as a possible human carcinogen. Animal studies show it can cause kidney tumors, thyroid cancer, and DNA damage. Essentially, when you eat bread made with it, you could be consuming a compound linked to cancer. Yet, it's still legal in the US under the argument that most of it bakes off during cooking, an assumption that's far from guaranteed. Countries that banned it did so out of caution. But in America, it remains a hidden ingredient in many store-bought breads, burger buns, and pizza doughs. Unless the label proudly says unbromated flour, chances are you're consuming it without even realizing. Think about that. A chemical banned around the world for its cancer risks is still part of the daily diet of millions of Americans. The truth: what's illegal in Tokyo or London is still sitting on your grocery shelf, disguised as your morning toast. Milk, the symbol of purity, health, and strong bones. But behind that wholesome image lies one of the most controversial additives ever used in food: RBGH, or recombinant bovine growth hormone. This synthetic hormone is injected into dairy cows to make them produce more milk, a dream for factory farms, but a nightmare for your health. Here's the shocking truth: RBGH is completely banned in the European Union, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. Why? Because it increases levels of another hormone called IGF-1's insulin, like growth factor 1T, in the milk, and high IGF-1 levels have been linked to breast, prostate, and colon cancer in humans. Cows treated with RBGH also suffer more infections, requiring heavy doses of antibiotics. That means the milk you drink could contain hormone residues, antibiotic traces, and even pus cells from infected udders. Sounds gross. It is. The FDA still allows RBGH milk in the US, claiming there's no significant difference between treated and untreated cows. But if that's true, why have so many countries banned it entirely? Even major brands like Walmart, Kroger, and Starbucks have phased it out due to public demand. So next time you grab a milk carton, look for the label BGH free or from cows not treated with artificial hormones. Because the truth is, the glass of milk on your breakfast table might be filled with more than just calcium. It could carry a chemical legacy banned across the globe. If you've ever eaten a fast food sandwich or burger, chances are you've also eaten something that's used to make yoga mats and shoe soles. Sounds insane. Welcome to the world of azotocarbonamide, a chemical additive that keeps bread soft, bouncy, and fresh for longer. It's cheap, effective, and found in everything from buns to bagels. But here's the kicker. This same chemical is banned in Europe, Singapore, and Australia for serious health concerns. Azotocarbonamide, or ADA for short, is used as a flour bleaching and dough conditioner. When baked, it can break down into compounds like urea and semicarbazide, which have been linked to asthma, allergies. The World Health Organization classifies ADA as a substance that can cause respiratory issues and skin irritation in humans. Despite these warnings, the US FDA still permits it in food, claiming that the levels used are safe. Yet, the same chemical is illegal in many countries, not because of hysteria, but because they applied the precautionary principle. They decided if there's doubt, leave it out. Public backlash forced chains like Subway to remove ADA from their bread after a viral campaign, but countless other brands still quietly use it. So the next time you're eating a fresh sandwich, remember the same additive used to puff up your yoga mat might also be in your lunch bun. And that's no stretch. When you pick up a juicy piece of pork or beef at the supermarket, you probably assume it's just meat, nothing more, nothing less. But in the US, that steak or pork chop may contain traces of ractopamine, a drug banned in more than 160 countries, including the entire European Union, China, and Russia. So what is ractopamine? It's a feed additive given to pigs, cattle, and sometimes turkeys to make them grow leaner and faster before slaughter. It helps farmers increase muscle and reduce fat, meaning bigger profits. But here's the dark side. Ractopamine is a beta agonist similar in structure to asthma medications. It can cause increased heart rate, restlessness, and even cardiovascular stress in animals, and residues remain in the meat humans eat. Multiple studies have linked ractopamine to hyperactivity, tremors, and heart issues in animals. In humans, even small exposures can cause headaches and rapid heartbeat. That's why so many nations said, obviously not. Yet in the US, it's still legal and widely used because it helps maximize yield and keep meat prices low. Ironically, countries that banned it also refused to import US meat treated with ractopamine, labeling it unsafe for consumers. So while other nations protect their citizens, Americans are left eating meat enhanced with a drug the rest of the world rejects. Next time you buy pork or beef, look for ractopamine-free or USDA organic. It might cost a bit more, but your body deserves better than a banned chemical cocktail. It's in your soda, your ketchup, your cereal, your yogurt, even in healthy granola bars. High fructose corn syrup, the HFCS, is one of the most common sweeteners in the American diet, and it's quietly fueling some of the biggest health problems in the country. While not technically banned, several nations, including the UK, India, and much of Europe, have strictly restricted or discouraged its use due to its proven link with obesity, diabetes, and liver disease. HFCS was invented as a cheaper alternative to sugar. Made from genetically modified corn, it's sweeter, addictive, and helps extend shelf life, which is why food companies love it. But your body doesn't. Studies show that HFCS overloads the liver, turning excess sugar into fat faster than regular glucose. This leads to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and metabolic disorders, conditions now alarmingly common in young people. Unlike natural sugar, HFCS doesn't trigger normal hunger and fullness signals, meaning you can drink a whole liter of soda and still crave more. It rewires your brain's reward system, making you want more sugar more often. Countries that value public health have pushed back, taxing or banning HFCS-containing drinks. But in the US, it's still everywhere, even in diet foods. So the next time you see corn syrup or HFCS on a label, Remember, you're not just eating sugar, you're feeding a billion-dollar addiction that other countries are fighting to stop. That perfect white coating on your candy, that creamy color in your coffee creamer, or even the bright white frosting on a cupcake. All of it might contain titanium dioxide, also known as E171. It sounds scientific, but here's the truth. It's a chemical whitening agent that's now banned in the entire European Union, along with several other countries, due to growing concerns that it could damage DNA and potentially cause cancer. Titanium dioxide is used to make food look cleaner, smoother, and more visually appealing. It doesn't add flavor, nutrition, or any real value. It's there purely for appearance. The problem is that it contains nanoparticles so small they can enter human cells. Studies from the European Food Safety Authority's EFSA found that these particles might accumulate in organs and interfere with cell function. Because of that, in 2022, the EU officially banned titanium dioxide from all foods, declaring that it could no longer be considered safe. Yet, in the United States, it's still legal and widely used in candy, gum, coffee creamers, salad dressings, and baked goods. Companies like Mars and Skittles have faced lawsuits over this ingredient, but regulators continue to allow it. So the next time you eat something that looks too perfectly white, think twice. That smooth candy coating or white icing may contain a compound your body can't break down, one that other nations don't even allow near their food supply. In the 1990s, food companies promised a dream come true. Chips that tasted amazing but had zero fat, the secret ingredient. Olestra, also known by its brand name Olean. It was supposed to revolutionize dieting and guilt-free snacking. Instead, it became one of the most infamous food additives ever approved. And guess what? It's banned in several countries, including the United Kingdom and Canada, for a very good reason. Olestra is a synthetic fat substitute that the body can't absorb. Sounds great in theory. You can eat chips without the calories, right? Wrong. Because your body can't digest it, Olestra passes straight through your system, often with unpleasant side effects. Reports poured in of stomach cramps, diarrhea, gas, and something consumers called anal leakage. Yes, you read that right. People literally lost control because of this miracle fat. But the problems didn't stop there. Olestra also blocks the absorption of vital vitamins like A, D, E, and K, along with key antioxidants your body needs. This means that even if you're eating healthy, Olestra can strip your system of essential nutrients. While many companies quietly phased it out after public outrage, the FDA still technically allows Olestra in certain snack foods. Other nations, however, took no chances. They banned it outright. So if a bag of fat-free chips seems too good to be true, that's because it is. The cost of fake fat was real misery. They're in your cereal, your chips, your instant noodles, even your chewing gum. They sound harmless, but BHA's botylated hydroxyanisole and BHT's botylated hydroxytoluene are synthetic preservatives that have sparked global concern for decades. Their job is to keep oils and fats in processed foods from going rancid, which makes products last longer on store shelves. But there's a hidden cost. These chemicals are banned or restricted in countries like Japan, the UK, and across the European Union for potential links to cancer and hormonal disruption. The U.S. National Toxicology Program has labeled BHA as reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. Studies on lab animals show both BHA and BHT can cause liver enlargement, tumor formation, and endocrine system interference. Despite this, the FDA continues to permit them in small, safe amounts, while most developed nations have either phased them out or replaced them with natural alternatives like vitamin E tocopherols. The food industry loves BHA and BHT because they're cheap and effective, allowing snacks to stay fresh for months. But what's fresh for business isn't necessarily safe for your body. Every handful of chips or spoonful of cereal could be delivering a dose of chemicals that your system doesn't know how to handle. So if you see BHA or BHT on the ingredient list, remember that product is built to last, not built for your health. Sometimes what's preserved isn't your food. It's the problem itself. Now that you've seen the shocking truth about the foods banned in other countries, but eaten daily in the U.S., it's time to take control of what goes on your plate. Start small, check ingredient labels, choose organic or non-GMO when possible, and support brands that value transparency over profit. Remember, food companies only care about what sells. When people stop buying toxic products, they're forced to change. If this video opened your eyes, don't just click away. Share it with someone you care about. Awareness is the first step toward real change. And if you want more eye-opening videos like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next truth they don't want you to hear. Because the biggest threat to your health isn't what you know, it's what you don't. Stay informed, stay aware, and as always, take care of your body because it's the only place you have to live.